So let us do some more practice so that we can master whatever we have learned so far. Okay, so we'll take some questions, different types of questions and different types of applications of loops. Treat this as a practice session, and whenever I write a question, try to mentally figure out or pause the video and see if you are able to come up with a solution, and then of course I will write the code here. Okay, so let us get started. So let us say that, okay, so this is the example. The example says that I want to print all the odd numbers between 1 and 20. I want to print all the odd numbers between 1 and 20, which means I need to go to 1 and check whether it is odd or not, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4 or 5, like that. So I will go to every number, check whether it is odd or not, and if it is odd, and odd means that it is not even, which means when we do a modulus division by 2, I should get remainder as 1. And if that condition is met, then I'm going to print it. So for that, first I need to generate my list. So list of numbers is going to be all the numbers between 1 and 20. So I'm going to use range 1 till 20. Okay, and let me just cast this into a list so that we are sure with what we are working with. Okay, and let me come here and say list of numbers. Okay, so I've generated all the numbers between 1 to 20, and if you want 20 to be included, you can make 21 here, and so that we have 20 also. And then we are going to run a loop. We are going to say for number in list of numbers, going to say if the number is odd, which means if number modulus division by 2 is not equal to 1, then I'm going to print the number. Okay, so you see, it's not equal to 1. So I'm printing, sorry, not equal to 0, and I'm printing all the odd numbers. Now, another question can be that I want to return a list. Here I'm just printing it, but what if I want to change the question a little bit and I want to say make a list? I want to say make a list of all odd numbers between 1 to 20. Now, before we see this question, let us see how we can solve this question by writing the for loop in an alternate way. So here I iterated on the value. Okay, let me do the same thing by iterating on the index. I should get the same answer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say for index in, I want to iterate on index of this list. So I'm going to say range of length of list of numbers. What is this thing going to give me? This thing is going to give me range between 0 to 20, which means from 0 to 19 it is going to give me a list. Here the numbers are also 1 2 3 4. This range is also going to give you 1 2 3 4, but please keep in mind here 1 2 3 4 is the values, and what this is going to give me is list of indexes. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to access the number is going to be list of numbers of index, and then I'm going to check whether I'm going to copy the same thing here to write, and you see I got the same answer. The only difference is that in the first approach I got the number directly from the loop. In this approach I am taking the index and then I'm indirectly calculating the number by indexing on using index on list of numbers. Okay, now let us try to do this the same question, but instead of printing all the values I want to make a list of all the odd numbers between 1 to 20. So very standard practice is that I will first create an empty list odd numbers. Okay, and I'm going to copy the same code here, but instead of printing I will just append it to the empty list. Whenever I find the odd number, instead of printing it I will add it to this odd numbers list. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to say odd numbers dot append. It's an empty list. Every time an odd number is found I will just throw it in the odd numbers list. I'm going to say number, and then once this loop is over I'm going to print odd numbers, and I will get a list of all the odd numbers that are there between 1 to 20. If the same code I need to write again using uh, by iterating on the indexes, then I will say for index in length of, pass that to the range function, and then I will access, I have the index, I will access the number using list of numbers. I will pass index here, and you see I will get the same answer. These are the two different ways of doing the same thing. In the next question, let us try to iterate on something that is not a list. Let us try to iterate on a string. Okay, so suppose I have a country which is of America, and I want to iterate on this and print every single letter. So I can also say for character in country. I can just say print character. Now this character is the variable here which is going to take the value of u and then n, then I, then t, e, d, like that, one by one, and it will just print it. So what I'm going to expect? I'm going to expect this code to print u and then n, then I, then t, then e, and then d. You can see I'm getting that the same result. I hope for loops you're getting some clarity on for loops now. Let us do more questions. Now let us talk about iterating on a dictionary. We have iterated on a list and then we iterated on a string. Let us try to iterate on a dictionary, and there are few things to be seen there. So let me take a dictionary here. Okay. And this is a dictionary of capitals. So I have some states of the country and then their corresponding capitals. And how do I iterate on it? So what happens if I just iterate for x in capitals? And if I do a print x, let us see what happens. It will print all the keys. Okay. So x is printing Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka. Now, if I want to print Maharashtra and Mumbai both, or Tamil Nadu and Chennai both, or Karnataka and Bangalore both, or if I want to access Mumbai, Chennai, and Bangalore, then what do I do? So you know that if I have capitals, I can do capitals dot keys, and I will get all the keys. And by default, if you even if you don't write keys and if you iterate, you are getting the value of keys. Now I can also do values here. So I will get all the values. So if I want to get Mumbai, Chennai, and Bangalore, I can do for x in capital dot values, and I will get Mumbai, Chennai, Bangalore. Suppose I want to do both. Suppose I want to do both. Then what do I do? There are multiple ways of doing this. Uh, but I will, before showing you the actual way, I'll show you how we can do this with the knowledge that you already have. So one is that I've shown you zip. I've shown you a zip function. So if I have two lists, capital dot capitals dot keys and capitals dot values, and I want to zip them together so that I have access to both of them, then I can use the zip function. Earlier also in some example I've shown you the usage of zip. So what I can do, I can take this, and then I can take this values, and if I zip them, and this zip is also actually a generator object, so you will need to convert this to a list. So I'm getting a list of tuples. So the first tuple contains the key and the value, and then again I have key and value, key and value. Okay, so this is a list. Now what I can do, I can iterate on this. I can say for, I can say pair in this, I can say print pair. You see, I'm getting access to Maharashtra, Mumbai both. And if I want to suppose print it in this way, that capital of Maharashtra is Mumbai, capital of Tamil Nadu is Chennai, capital of Karnataka is Bangalore. If I want to print it this way, then I can write a f string here. I can say capital of, and I need to access Maharashtra from Mumbai. So please keep in mind what is pair. Pair is this. So if you want to access Maharashtra, I can say pair 0 of capital of is, and I want to access the capital, so I will say pair. I made a mistake somewhere. Sorry. Yes, you can see I'm getting capital of Maharashtra is Mumbai, capital of Tamil Nadu is Chennai, and capital of Karnataka is Bangalore. So this is one way of doing it. Now here one more concept I want to introduce, which is tuple unpacking. Now this pair is actually, this is a tuple. So we want to unpack it, we can also unpack it, and we can also write it in this way, because this value, this item is going to throw me a tuple, and I'm catching that tuple as one variable. I can also catch it as two variables. I can also say capital, I can also say state and capital for state capital in list of this. So automatically this Maharashtra will be going in state, and this capital Mumbai will be going into capital. So instead of doing this here, I can just say state and capital. Now see, these are different ways of writing the same thing. I'm just repeating it so that you are able to see the same problem by applying all the different things you know already. Ultimately, you are going to write it in one way, but you should know, and so that all these ideas are well sunk in your mind. Now, I told you this is one way of doing it, but you also know that we can find out this tuple by using items. So in a dictionary, we have capitals dot items. If you are not able to recall, I will advise you to go back and look at the lecture on dictionaries. So here you see I'm automatically getting, by doing items, I'm getting the same result that I got here by doing zip. If I do a list on this, you can see I'm getting Maharashtra, Mumbai, Tamil Nadu, Chennai, and I can run a loop on this. I can say for pair in list of items, and I can write the same code here again. Okay, and instead of, if you don't want to index it here, you can do a tuple unpacking, and instead of pair you can write here state capital, and instead of pair 0 you can write here state, and you can write here capital. Okay, so this is how we iterate on dictionaries. If you just iterate on the dictionary, you will get the keys. If you iterate on values, you will get values. If you want to have both the things, then you can iterate on items, or you can zip them. So zipping them together is not a good idea, because automatically you are getting it from the items. So you can use this way to iterate on dictionaries.